What's up, everybody? We live. First reaction for Power Raising Kanan, Season 2, Episode 5. We here. It's what, 1:30 a.m. Breaking it down. So early is late. So
exactly.
Late is early. Yeah, so I'm here with the lovely Kelly Lee.
Hey, yo.
Hey.
I'm excited.
Yeah, that was another dope episode. Y'all got to give it up for her. She a trooper. I know she just got out of bed looking lovely as always, but got on the robe and everything. Still coming dedicated. That's dedication right there, baby. Dedication.
Yes. Straight out of bed, but I'm here for you. I just have to put some lip gloss and some earrings on.
Boy. You know, and kicked it off with the super chat for the night. Thank you.
Spread love. Brooklyn's in the house.
I know that's right.
One of these days, I'm going to let y'all know what the 555 means. It's a big deal to me.
Okay. All right.
But on a Tuesday, when y'all come through, Tuesday, 10 p.m., when Jay and I are doing Real Talk, he say, she say, I'm going to tell y'all one of these days.
There you go. Make sure y'all come through.
Shameless plug, Jay. Shameless plug.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Make sure y'all bring it up if you want to know. And then I do have the lovely Gina in the building. What's up, Gina?
Hi.
Hey, Gina.
Hey,
hi, everybody. Hey, Chad.
Hey, Gina. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
So we'll kick it off with you. What do you think about this episode and anything that stood out to you this episode?
I thought it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. I did.
Okay.
The racism was a bit much, but
right.
I understand. It was the times.
Man,
right.
And Italians.
Remember the times.
All right, Kelly, what did you think about this episode? And anything stood out to you?
I liked it as well. I continue to say I love it. It's a good storyline because we don't necessarily have to have the bam, 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 bam trigger pulling to have it, be interesting. So I continue to say that because it's good content and I love it.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of people like the action. I know I'm a big action movie, TV type person, but at the same time, I do need the story. You just can't have somebody just running around shooting and it don't make sense. So, I definitely think that they're doing a good job with putting everything together. And this episode, I liked it. It was a good episode as well. What stood out to me is seeing Marvin finally take dude out the damn wall. He looked mummified. White, dusty. He turned into white dog poop.
He was a skeleton. That
right.
was bone, Jay.
Yeah. That was more ugly. Marvin done fell on it. Oh no. That'll give you nightmares right there, boy. Marvin got a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I was grab my pump, like, oh, wait a minute.
Right. Yeah, that was horrible. Savannah say, look, Michael Jackson white. Damn. So, yeah, definitely was a funny moment. And I like how they put everything together. So, I'm here for it. So, let's kick it off with this episode. Gina, you brought up the racism. So in this episode, we see the Italians start following Rock, and already off the top, he's already in the conversation with the car. This dude had a nose that'll keep going, boy. Kelly, what did you think about how the Italians and what they were saying, but more importantly, why is Rock and them not paying attention and getting caught slipping? What you think?
It was funny because at the same time I was texting Gina like, oh, they got some faces in here. I remember the nose. He'd been in some shows before. But, I don't know why. Because clearly every move, Rock watching Kanan had no clue. They looking at Marvin. Marvin has no clue. They looking at Rock. They just so vicarious. They real happy killers and drug dealers. They real happy.
Yeah, they real sloppy and don't be paying attention at all to their surroundings. What's up, Gina? What you think about the Italians now following them, but then also they conversations and stuff? One asked, what you gonna do if the two black boys want to get with your daughter? Yeah, well, think about that, huh? What's your thoughts?
He was like really invested. Like he was just like, oh, you know, the little in this, that, and the third. He enriched. Ooh.
Yeah, talking about Marvin's chains.
I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, they definitely were not paying attention. Like they followed them all the way up there. It's like you didn't peep them behind you. Like he wasn't paying attention at all. And I didn't understand. I understand she needed to get rid of the body, but did you need to take Kanan to do that?
Right.
Why Marvin couldn't make the trip?
Right.
Yeah, she needed to take him. She needed to take him because she can't trust his movements. He's going to his father's house. So she needed to take him. She can't leave him alone. He cannot be trusted at this point.
I think how she did it is wrong, though. We'll get to that. I'll get in that in a second. I just want to touch on the Italian stuff. Gina, was you done? I ain't want to cut you off. But
Yeah, I was done.
all right. So, yeah, the one thing about the Italian conversation, I actually liked it in the sense that I like to hear what they say. I like to know, you know what I'm saying? And that is how they be talking about stuff. So when I be around, I don't be fooled into thinking we buddy. I know what you be saying and thinking, you know, it's cool. Let's just do whatever and move on. You know what I mean? So that part, yeah, that's how they, at least then, that's how they think and was acting. Now, of course, people would like to say they have progressed. I would like to at least think people would like to think that way, so who's to say? But at that time, still, yeah. And so that was interesting. And so I was also upset watching how sloppy they always are, not having nobody with them. Rock never has a bodyguard or security, and I hope she decides to change after what happened, you know. Fast forward into what we saw later, and what we talk about the body. This is why I say she was wrong for bringing Kanan, because she should have had that conversation about being honest and do you want to be in this business before they even left. And if he said, I want to be in it, I'm doing this, that, and the other, now you come with me. Hey, look, we got to bury this body, this, that, and the other. And then I don't like how at the end, after they tried to have him killed, he said, who were they? Don't worry about it. Nah, you said, be honest. Tell me. Who are they? My life in danger. Kelly, what you think about all that?
So I agree with every single thing you said, but it makes sense because Rock is like a narcissist. She don't care about anybody, right? She's one-track minded, and then she fills in the blanks along the way. So it makes sense in Rock's head that this is how she would see things out. I didn't expect nothing better of her, right? You have this trust conversation. It's me and you and mama and son, and we doing all this, but you already have an agenda to bury that body in the trunk. You understand? So everything she says still has a dark cloud over it at all times. Like, yeah, she's the worst mama now because she can't be truthful. You know, she won't be truthful to her son. Even when she's saying, let's be truthful, she has agendas. And like you said, that was the point where Kanan should have been like, no, yo, you just said we're going to tell each other everything, right? I get it. She's the boss lady. But when you with your son and you trying to give the whole thing about trust, this is the wrong time. You continuing to cloud the waters. That's why Kanan didn't ask, so is he really my dad? Because he already know his mother's the worst.
Okay. I was expecting him to ask that question either in the car or at the campfire, and it didn't come out. And maybe what you said is probably true. He like, well, either she gonna lie or ain't gonna. I mean, there's no point. So, Gina, what's your thoughts on all this?
I agree with both of y'all. Like, she came out talking about, oh, we're going to be honest with each other, and right there, lie. But she should have told him who they were. Like, she's not going to be honest with him. She's telling him that that's what she's going to do, but she's not. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But she should have told him who they were.
Yeah.
That's no information. He almost got killed.
Now, somebody said she the boss lady, and now they're saying that he's still a kid. Okay.
He is still a kid that she's serving alcohol to and
right. Exactly.
She's bleeding the lines all the time. Bleeding the lines all the time.
Yeah. Exactly. So I think it's both. She thinks he's still a kid, but then she treats him like he's not. But then flips the coin and then treats him like he is. Which one is it? And then, you know, you trying to be honest and stuff, but that's where I think the comment, she a boss lady, at least how I read it, is that she thinks I'm the boss, so the rules are for you, not for me. And so, yeah, you talking about be honest with you. Who the hell are you? I don't need to be honest with you. You be honest with me. You know, and so I think that's where she's not getting it, is that it needs to go both ways. A real leader lead by example. If you want people to come to work and do this and that, or be honest, or this or that, then you need to be coming to work, being honest, doing this, doing that. Otherwise, they're not going to listen to you. You don't do it. So, right. Yeah, and that's what's going to happen. So, yeah, it's definitely a double standard. And, I mean, Rock, she definitely need to really be honest with herself on where does she see him. Is he the kid or not? Let me ask you, Kelly, what do you think about what she talking about? This empire is yours. I'm going to leave it all up to you. It's up to you if you want. She act like it's a Fortune 500 company, like it ain't death or jail at every day is a chance. What is this? What do you think about this? And what, I'm leaving the legacy of dead bodies to bury and drug dealing? I mean, what's your thoughts?
Well, the big and serious drug dealers, they thought about it like that. You understand? If you look at the Italians, that's how they dealt with it. They dealt with it like family business. So it's no different just because it's black people. That's number one. Number two, I want to say this. I normally never think about the older version of them when I'm watching the show. But tonight, I thought about older Kanan, and I was like, this woman turned this innocent boy into a stone cold monster. And I saw it like this episode, it was like she turned him into a monster. Like he could have had a chance. No, she dictated the path. And this is why he did stupid stuff when he was older, because he never had a chance to formulate it. She Jedi'd his teenage years. She Jedi'd him 150%.
Yeah, I agree. Gina, what you think?
I agree.
Yeah, Il Wood said that this is what it is to show how much of a screwed up individual he became in the original Power. What you think?
I agree, because he was sweet. Everybody's always pointing out how he's such a good kid, and you know, he was so smart, and he was going to go to the specialized high school, and because of her lifestyle, it derailed his life.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, who knows what he could have been or became. Now, this was funny to me. We see now it looked like Lulu and Crown relationship is about to be over. We saw that Lulu was geeked and was saying all this stuff about how she could go up against Miss Chalet and all this and that. And
no, Jay. That was the comedy part.
That was hilarious.
Like, wait a minute, Miss Chalet.
I know, right?
Don't do that.
Yeah. So he was saying all that, and they basically had to stop from laughing at him. And Crown, he was flooding. I mean, they had to get a mop pretty soon for all them all that water he spilled on them pants. But what was messed up is when he said he the money guy, and then when dude said have a drink, money guy, and then outside he said I had to do everything in my power to keep from laughing in his face. You know, Gina, what you think about this and how dude looked at Lou like he was the fool when at the same time Lulu like, you punk play me?
Yeah, that situation is gonna come to a boil. And we'll talk about it later, the new information that he now has. But Lulu, he's really geeked over this girl, and he was really like in that meeting trying to push her. Crown doesn't even see it for the girl, so he should have known, at least expected. You guys are not friends, and you should have at least expected that he was gonna do some behind the back stuff. That's why he said, let's talk outside. He don't want you to hear the conversation.
Yeah, that was shady. And you could talk about the new info that he got from Famous. He played it all smooth when he got it, though. But go ahead if you want to talk about it, Gina.
Yeah, Famous spilled the tea and let him know that Jessica and Crown was getting down. That was a bar. But, he was pissed. When after he tried to play it off in front of Famous, of course he got to come off as the cool dude, but he is mad. Yeah, he turned around and looked up and seen Bullet.
Yeah, bulletproof record. Yeah, Bullet. Yeah, that dude.
That's what he's trying to do.
What's up, Kelly? What you think? Left Lulu sitting there looking like a lame on the couch while they talk. You just the money guy. You don't know what you talking about. Miss Chalet, yeah, right. What's up, Kelly? And then the new info, what's up?
Well, I get where Lulu coming from. That's how they talk back in the day. It was his job to talk to artists up like that. Whether she could compete with Michelle or not, that's how they always sounded. Hungry. I got the next one. And just get her in the door and try to make her better. Everybody wanted to be the next blah, blah, blah. So his talk didn't seem foreign to me. That's number one. Two, I'm waiting for this to happen because I've been saying Camacho need that smoke. And Lulu got to do it because homegirl went away scotch-free. So now the ending part, I was like, yes. I love it. So I think they needed to leave him sitting there like a pung because he needs to get that fight. He needs to get all fueled up. And you see how he just knocked him out in the garage.
One hit a quitter.
And he sunned them. He sunned them so hard, and I was here for it. Like, what you gonna do with that? Oh, what you think? I already know, because you're not a bad boy.
And also another point on that real quick. Mm-hmm. Whenever a man turns his back on you and you have a gun, that's ultimate disrespect. Like, dude, I ain't worried about you. I'll walk away, turn my back on your ass with that gun.
Exactly. That's why he's a pung, a herb, a dweeb, or whatever you want to call it, with a West coat on. Get the frick out of here. Camacho need his... He got it coming. He got it coming. And I'm ready for it.
Stan Jackson gave a shout out. Beautiful honey bunnies in the DMV area. Y'all ain't in the DMV area though, right?
No, we in NYC.
NYC area.
Yes. Brooklyn and the Bronx. That's what we do.
Right. Stan translated all your stuff at the end to say basically he's a dud. Herb, dweeb. I knew the translation, but I get it. I peeped it. Now let me ask you this though. What's up with this one now that she found out that she's bumping her songs and we saw Jukebox through it like, oh, you stealing my stuff? She's like, I ain't gotta steal your song. I got my own song. Lulu gave it to me. Who you think? What's up, Kelly? What you think going down with these two ladies? And then she said, I got my own music. I don't need yours. What was Jukebox looking at her like that for? What was your thoughts with that?
Well, one, I love Juke. She wastes no time, okay? None at all. She stepped up to her mother the last time, like, look, no small talk. She came at her, threw the tape on the floor, like, what's really good? So I love Juke.
Found
Juke
where she lived? How'd she find the songs?
Hey, because Juke
never still at the party.
Ah, okay.
Right. Oh my gosh, I thought he gave her something else. So
I did too.
He
Yeah, she wanted her to know.
He trying to use Rock and he trying to use Juke and anybody else that he could get to get Lulu out.
To get Lulu out, right. So I like Juke's movement, and Juke knows she could sing better than this girl. This girl just have a kit, right? She got a kit, she got a little voice, she could carry a tune, but Juke knows she could blow better than her. So that's why, one, she don't have no respect for her, none at all either. I like Juke, and I love her movements.
Okay. Gina, what's up? What's your thoughts with all this situation here?
I feel like Lulu was wrong because it's not like she just picked the song up from anywhere. He knows that she wrote the song. She wrote the song and it's a personal song. Mm-hmm. So he should have asked her, is it okay for her to sing it? I just want to hear how she sound or whatever.
But I think, one thing you just said, I think he don't know. And you just said it's a personal song. I think he ain't...
the lyrics. Him being a music person, he should know.
But he wrote it off to her like, well, just get a publishing credit and this and that.
Yeah.
I don't think he picked up on that. I agree, it is a personal song. I just don't think he noticed it. But
me too. I think that went over his head.
He should have asked her if he wrote the song.
Right.
It's her song. And so she was proud of it, to be singing it and everything. So he should have at least asked her. And
but he knew she was going to say no.
Well, then he should have asked her, can you write a song for Zisa?
That's a good one.
Yeah, but when people have their agenda, they don't care. He knew he wanted her to sing that song. He understood what Camacho said at that point, right? That the image is necessary, and he know the song was a banger. So he ran with it, and in my head, he's thinking he could do Damage Control after, right? If it ever came out. But like he said, he gave her the crap, talk afterwards and whatever. But he remember I said if he do it, he should have blamed it on Crown, but because that's his niece, he's supposed to protect her, and he didn't protect her.
Also, Lulu could be a little bit operating like Rock in the sense that, well, I run this and I'm making my decisions unilaterally. He may not be doing it on purpose, but he doing it, and that's what she do.
How I felt, Jay.
Huh?
That's how I felt when she confronted him, and he was just like, it is what it is.
Right, he just gave her the words of the apology. But remember we said last time, Lulu is agenda driven. So you're right, Lulu working just like Rock in a different scenario because he want what he want, and he's gonna do what he got to do to get what he want. So that's why he just apologized, but it was just words he was throwing at her. But you see, she still had respect for her uncle. Because she wild out, she would wild out, but she didn't wild out on him. She was just like, you know what, I got you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Let me ask y'all this. As ladies, and then, of course, as mothers, and as daughters, what's going on with Marvin and with Jukebox? Marvin don't know what to do, what to say, and she can't even look at him. She hate him. What can be done? Is there anything can be done? Is it only time? Gina, what's your thoughts on this situation?
I'm hoping that with him talking to the counselor, Renee, I'm hoping that with him talking to her, maybe she could pull her in and she could talk to her. And then they could probably have a sit-down counseling session. I'm really starting to feel bad for Marvin. Even though he was wrong, he is trying to redeem himself, and he's not even getting, not even no type of inch with her. She's not even looking at him.
Did what he do, was that so bad that it's unforgivable, what he did? I don't think so. But
I don't think it's unforgivable, but in the sense that it happened to her, it's going to be on her time when she's ready to move forward.
Okay.
So.
All right. Kelly, what you think about this? And then also what you think about the conversation that he had with the counselor? And he said, when he was explaining it, he did make it sound like he was a pedophile. He said, well, I ain't no sick mutt, but I'm just a dumb mutt, but. So what's up? What you think about Marvin in this situation?
Well, I am glad he cleared it up, because I'm like, better say something else. You can't just leave it like that, because of course it sounded like that when he was explaining it. So I'm glad that part came out. But I think that something else has to happen to Juke so that she could have a moment of weakness to connect back with her father, right? Because she's really, really holding this. And to be honest with you, she's a kid and she's left to her own right now. Even though Rock gives her that compassion, right? She's still battling her own life experiences internally by herself with no guidance, right? So that's why she could hold that resentment to her father. And he's not really reaching out in a way to really express his sincere apology, sadness for the situation, empathy or whatever. So, she's navigating by herself. And when you're doing that, you lament, you wallow in your sorrow, you hold on to that fever. So I could see why. And I'm really happy that his therapist saw that he needed to have an outlet and spoke to him individually. I thought that was good, so she could get him in, even though she threatened him at the same time. But I thought it was good. And I think that if something damaging happens to her where she can't control herself, that's his end.
Okay. That was good. I like that. I agree with that. Gina, you got anything else you want to add on this? All right.
Sorry, I do hope that they are able to come back together.
Okay.
Because he's making an effort. Sometimes parents don't even feel bad.
Yeah.
So, he misses her. Oh. Okay.
Does Marvin know that she's even contacted her mother? He don't know that, does he?
No, not yet.
Okay, I didn't think so. What do you think his reaction would be if he found out that she not only the mother was in town, but that they got some type of relationship? And then we could swing it on into what you think about her singing as well. But what you think Marvin would do if he found out this was going on?
He probably would be hurt in a sense, because it's like they're not on speaking terms. So automatically she looks like the better parent. So he probably would be hurt, like, oh, she's going to automatically just go over to her. And I'm definitely going to lose her.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And I can see what you mean as well, because the one parent, sometimes the child doesn't have a full understanding. And a parent's not going to say, well, a good parent's not going to say, well, your other parent didn't do this, that, and the other. They had whatever. So by them being out of sight, out of mind, the child might think, like you say, they're the good one, or that they're the better option, and not really realizing the whole story or scenario. Kelly, what you think about Juke and getting with the mom singing, and what would Marvin think about it? What's your thoughts on that?
I agree. I think Marvin would be hurt because he's trying to regain that connection with his daughter. So I do believe that it would affect him. I can't wait to find out more of the backstory with them, because that's going to impact his behavior as well. But I'm Team Marvin, so I want them to get back that connection before shit goes crazy with adult Juke. But I want them to get back that connection. But here's what happened. I text Gina, so we were chatting, texting behind the scenes, right? And I was like, what if Juke's mom rejects her because of her sexuality?
Because of the church.
Huh?
Because of the church, maybe.
Because of the church. And remember, church people, back in the day and now, don't, especially ones that have a past, right? They try to live a whole different life. So they don't want no complications and no drama or no nothing, They delivered, and they don't want nothing coming up from the past. So you don't know if she made an entire new image and persona for herself. The one good thing that I was so happy about is that she did state that was her daughter.
Yes, and she kept saying it.
Right. We saw another show. I don't remember the name of the show, but it had something where a daughter came back and the mother denied her. I was looking at some of the show, and I was just like, damn, that's rough. So I was hoping that didn't happen. I was very glad to see that the mom did acknowledge that was her daughter. And I love that experience because clearly she had never heard Juke sing before from her response. So I thought that was so beautiful. Duke's voice just started, resonating and filling up the church. It was beautiful. So I love that part. And that poor little boy have no clue that she had Tony Talk.
He ain't never getting that number. Unless he got a cute sister.
But hold on. Let me say this. What do y'all think about the fact that she's playing the part? The girly girl. She
did look very nice with her hair down.
Because she never wanted to compromise who she was before. So she's trying to show the mother that she has a perfect image, but she was never compromising that before. So what do you guys think about how she's behaving in the girly girl, settings?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we knew it was coming when Kanan was like, well, why you got all your church dresses over here? And so we knew she was going to church with the mom, so we knew that it was coming. And yeah, she does clean up nice.
Very nice.
So, Camacho, she does have the look. She can have the look.
What about her sew-in, as Savannah said?
Her hair looks beautiful.
Juke has a sew-in?
I don't know. Savannah said loved her sew-in.
Or the mama, because the mama had the helmet, the hump.
I don't know. Hey, I'm just putting it up here. Y'all may know more of me on that one for sure.
Well, yeah, I thought that she took it to church. She sung that song down.
Mm-hmm. She definitely could sing. It was a touching moment. I felt it. The only thing I'm going to say about that is that it was long. I thought they kind of drug that out a little bit. Yeah, it's like they almost starting to play a song or episode damn near. I know people were saying it might go the Empire route last year in a joking manner.
Yeah.
I'm still not going to say it's close to Empire, but they do play a song quite often on here. You're going to get a song or two. But they're not bad songs, so I won't trip on it. But it was kind of long. But one thing as far as the music, back to the storyline, Lulu getting pretty good. We saw him in there working on the beats, and Famous came in. That beat was kind of dope, especially for that time period. I'm like, Lulu, he doing all right. Gina, what's up with Lulu and the business? He really don't want to kill no more with Rock and be in there. We saw. But he probably going to have to do something with Crown. What's your thoughts with that? You said he looked at that bullet and he found out that new info. What's up? What you think?
He looks like he was in a trance, like evil swept over him real quick. But yeah, he definitely wants to go further in the music business. Like, he don't want to be in the game no more. I think, the only reason why, if he works for somebody else, he probably would have spoke to them and been like, I'm out or whatever. But it's her, and she does a lot of controlling, so he's tolerating it for the moment.
And the family aspect.
He wants to be gone.
Yeah. Okay.
He had his goals, and he knows what he wants to do, and he want to leave.
Okay.
But let's not forget, Lulu is a murdering drug dealer. At the same time, he has his music as his passion. That's probably in his blood and his bones. He is a murdering drug dealer. And let me ask you this. Do you think that there's no way I think that killing that little boy was his first kill, where he knew, Rock sent who she needed to send to take care of the business. This man don't mess with him. He is a bad man. And even though he's following his passion, we cannot forget what's in his makeup. Okay? You can't mess with him. This dude is a kid killer.
But from there, we noticed that it bothered him.
Yes.
You know, that little boy was in a
That's
sense,
like
he
the
was
last
playing
kill he had, ain't it? Has he killed anybody since then?
No, he had slippery trigger fingers when he went to kill Worrell. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
He had butter on his finger.
But I feel like, you know, when he did kill D-Wiz, that gave him a sense of, I really don't want to do this no more. That little boy was a part of their family in a sense because he was Kanan's best friend. Not only that, you know, it was totally set up. He thought that he was going out with family. He thought that they had his back.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that was
sense,
dirty.
Like, you know, I did that dirt and I don't want to do it no more. And in the clip, Roxy asked him, like, oh, did you miss hitting Worrell on purpose? He said no, but I think he did. I think he did because there was no reason why he didn't clap him.
Right.
No reason.
Kelly, you want to add anything on this?
No. Boo is a bad man, and I'm just waiting for him to take care of Camacho because Camacho days are numbered, in my opinion. His days are numbered. So are we talking about the ending news? Can we talk about that still?
Go ahead.
So I just really love how Famous is a chatterbox, and we know that once again he only gonna get a song when he gets some information, right? That's his thing. He talked too much, so we know that the only how he's gonna get another good song is when he starts to write about the stuff that, you know, he talking too much about. But I love that Lulu looked like, you know, I was
That's
like,
so good.
Yeah.
The way that Famous kind of like stuck the knife in, and then he was like twisting it. Oh, he was bringing her home late. Her hair was all messed up. I thought that was just from the vibe.
Right.
Like,
Lou, like.
look, I can do that. I like how Lulu dealt with that.
Lou, what you talking about?
I know, right?
Famous just bust the teapot open.
Yeah. He talked too damn much. You definitely do not want him to know any information that you don't want to get out.
Right.
Yeah. Bobby Bailey say, what's up, Jay and the ladies?
Hey, Bobby.
Bobby Digital. All right. Now, we can go back, skip around a little bit. Let's go to the little campfire. What's up with Rock using this as a way to basically use him as muscle to help bury this body? But she talking a good game about when we used to make s'mores with high posts and you want to be in the game and all this and that. Da, 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 da. Gina, what's your thoughts with Rock and how she kind of manipulating this boy and how she talking to him and stuff?
I hate all the manipulation that she does. But I mean, I thought their little getaway, it would have been cute had he not been there to help her get rid of that body. You know, if she would have just been on some genuine stuff like, oh, hey, let's get away for the night. That would have been, you know, more, you know, easy. He's already, like he told you, we're not good right now. Right. We're not good. And then he gets there, and now you got him dumping a body. So he's looking like, yeah, I'm being used all over again. Like, anytime you come with this sweet mommy look, sitting there staring at him while he's sleeping, oh, wake up, honey. It's like, you want him to do something when he's putting his freedom at risk.
His life.
At only 15 at that. Kelly, what you think about her? You have repeatedly said she the worst mother in the Power universe. What is up with your thoughts and how she manipulating this boy, taking him out to the campfire, trying to make s'mores like she really care? Look at that evil little cold look in her eyes, man. I mean, I don't know, man.
Got big eyes, Jay.
Yeah, they look real big and evil, but
I like it. Her makeup was flawless. This time she always looked good to me, right?
She beautiful, but she looked like a evil beautiful.
So I'm a Gina. The moment that she gave him the gun to shoot his father, she turned into Tasha, and then she surpassed Tasha to me, right? I just thought she was, she was a don from before. But that moment, she turned into the most manipulative person, and she did not turn back. So I fully agree. If you want to have, the reason why she took him, she cannot leave him alone. Whatever was going on, maybe Marvin can't leave. She can't trust Lulu, right? Marvin he got to go to the program every week, so he can't get out of town. Mind you, can we talk about Marvin after this?
Yeah.
I don't want to forget something. But she can't, so Marvin couldn't do it. Lulu can't be trusted, and she can't leave Kanan because Kanan's going by his father's house. So she had to take him. But why you got it under the freaking pretense that we having a mother-son trip and it's so love, like Gina was saying, it's me and you against the world. All of this is for you. You and a drug-dealing family, blah, blah, blah. And you got that body in the trunk. That has to happen. Right? The manipulation is so deep. This kid is so messed up in the head. I said it when 50 was voicing it over. Sometimes there's so much to say, you just don't say nothing at all. And sometimes you just don't know what to say because you don't know what's going on for yourself. I felt that part. As he was saying it, I was saying the same thing real time because it emoted that in that scene. Like, what the frick you gonna say to us? You just had me bury your body. That's none of my business. The freaking crazy man just came to kill me. It's none of my business. What? Right. So you're telling me you got me, but at the same time, you're setting me up time after time after time.
Mm-hmm.
I like Rock, but I don't like her as a mother.
And what did you want to say about Marvin before you forget?
No, I wanted to talk about that whole scene. Why he following Becky?
Okay. So that's a good point. Why is maybe because she was running her mouth. Tony came up though, boy. She rolling in the 500 bins. That was big back then. The 500. That was big boy. And she living in the house and there. He said if he only knew where them lips been. She been on some chocolate milk.
But she still got them legs though.
She do. She did have some nice legs. They were long. Gina, what you think? Why Marvin following Tony? And everybody, before you go, let me know in the comments why you think he might be following her. And then also, let me give a thanks and a shout out. We got over 100 people watching right now. Appreciate y'all. Don't forget like, subscribe. And Gina, floor is yours. Why he following that woman?
I wonder if he's trying to get rid of her. Just off the simple fact that she was snitching on him. Because she's the first snitch.
Yeah. When
she was talking to the cops. So I wonder if he's trying to get rid of her.
Yeah.
I don't know though. Like, he got that cop behind him. He's watching Sony. The cop is watching him.
Yeah, they must be at Where are they? I mean, you are in New York, ladies. Why is that cop able to hone in on him? I mean, there's so many people in New York. Is that a small town in New York or something? I don't know. How's he?
They up in Westchester. Because when you saw the police car, I was like, oh, wait a minute. And then I confirmed. I Googled it. They in Westchester.
And what does that mean?
But Gina, that's close to the Gina neighborhood.
So is that a rich neighborhood or what?
I guess every area has rich neighborhoods.
Yeah, it's a little bit past the city, So they're like a little more upper echelon. And he sticks out like a sore thumb. He got his gold chains on, his fancy car, and he's a black dude with a high top face.
With a high top face. Yes, Gina.
Like, what are you doing here? Why are you here?
Okay. Load Foe said that's a white town. So
yeah, like is it because Rock was away? Like, when the cat's away, the mice will play? Because he never followed her before. Like, what? How did that come into the scene? Like,
how did he even know where she was? I'm wondering how he even knew where she was. Ah, okay.
The lawyer told him. She put out a wedding announcement. The lawyer showed him.
He really shouldn't even give a damn because he got away with whatever it was. with just doing this counseling, and once that's over, he good. So let's just get that over and move. Why take the chance of murdering her and catching the body? You know, so she ain't thinking about him no more, obviously. So he should move on.
Maybe if I had a couple more sippy sips, then that'd come to mind. But I'm not gonna lie, that confused me. Like, what the hell does he fall? How did she come back? I'd have never thought he'd have left where he was to go, to Westchester to pre her.
Hey.
And it's not like if he fueled. It's not like if he mad where, I'm vexed. I just got the news that she snitched on me or whatever, and I'm going up there. This is calculated. Like, what's his reason?
And this is
nobody
old.
in this show pays attention. The man that was standing outside kissing, he right there.
I know. I don't understand this either. How you don't see that? But also, this cop shouldn't be on Marvin like this because he is in a Lexus LS 400. Ain't like he a bum or he looking out of place. He looking like a rich dude too. So why you sweating him? But why you sweating him?
Look like, Jay.
But he ain't about to start jumping out and selling drugs. He the top of the line drug dealer in the Lexus LS 400. So it ain't like he about to jump out and sell them a nickel bag or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't, so the cops sweating him like he was in a raggedy Putt 2000. He in the LS 400. He ain't riding the Putt 2000. Like, get up off of him.
I mean, I was saying it too, like the cop should be minding his business. Like, he just driving around. But if you think about it, he was sitting there watching her coming out the store.
I'm surprised he didn't say that.
House.
Yeah. If he said that, I would have picked up on it. Okay. Yeah, because I'm surprised. That was obvious, wasn't it? How he was looking dead at her, so I don't know. Yeah.
And then he didn't take off until she took off. So he started to follow her. He started to follow him.
Which go back to what you say, don't nobody pay attention. Because how she don't see him driving behind her. It wasn't even no traffic, but it is what it is.
Well, she's not gonna. She and her husband, her boyfriend, they live in the vicarious life. So I could get it that they not paying attention, right? But how the police just stopped you, you drive off. So you so focused on them legs, you drive off, and you didn't watch to see if the police who just stopped you to harass you. You're not looking out for him no more. You totally forget. I can understand them. They live in the good life. She don't got nothing to worry about. They've been untouched for how long?
And she ain't thinking about Marvin. He thinking about her.
So their part, I get it. But Marvin, the police just pulled you over. Not even pulled you over. The police just came up in your space when you was sitting eating a bag of chips. I love how they stay consistent with his snacks, right?
He keep a bag of chips. He buy that little snack pack, 12 snack pack variety pack.
Yes.
He go buy those.
You drive off and you don't even look to see because if the officer is that close behind him, then he pulled up the officer pulled off when Marvin pulled off.
Yes.
If that's the same guy. Because that's what happens. Come on now. That still go on.
Yeah, it does. And Marvin, he need to be careful. I meant to ask you this earlier when we was talking about Rock, but we'll go back to it. What you think about what Rock was saying with Kanan messing around with the white girls, and was she overreacting? Was she right, wrong? I mean, of course, it just happened to play out perfectly. That what she said, but Kelly, what you think about Rock, the white girls? Seemed like the white girl was trying to be cool, had the blunt rolled up, had the bliggity on deck. What? You got some good weed up in New York? What? He like, She tried to herb him.
I don't even think she was trying to be cool. She was just cool because she wasn't even acting. She wasn't acting like she was geeked out that, this black boy's talking to her or whatever. She was just acting chill. Right. And had those people not been tailing Rock, that would have never occurred. So it was totally unrelated, but it still went to Rock's point because that guy didn't follow her because he was related to her. He followed her because of the tale, right? I get it. You know, I have a son and he is in mixed communities, and I'll be like, hello, just be careful. You know, for women, but every culture, race got their little stigmas, and you know, let's be real, it is what it is. So you don't want your kid to get in trouble, but especially back then,
right, in the 90s,
racism was still higher. We stuck to our own communities back then, right? Even in Brooklyn, you was not going to Bensonhurst like that, right? My mom was a teacher. She taught in Bensonhurst for a year maybe. And when I went out there, it was a different town. That's pure Italians over there, right? And you go where you going quick and get back to where you going. Like, if I would take the train out there to go meet her after work, zoop, zoop, that's it. You know? So we were segregated. And you know, they did not... I mean, I think it's individual now where the racism is concerned. When the races mix, it's an individual decision to say that I love this person no matter what the color is. But in general consensus, oh no.
All right, Eric Iverson, what's up, brother? Good to see you. He made a good point. Remember, Jungle Fever came out that year.
Right.
They was going through a lot. That was Italian and black communities in that movie, wasn't it?
Yes.
Remember Spike Lee, Do the Right Thing?
Spike Lee made Jungle Fever.
Oh, get the frick out.
Yeah, he made Jungle Fever.
I didn't know that, but it was like, which year did Do the Right Thing come out?
89.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was right before. Yes. Yeah. It was a big divide. Over here was a big divide. My neighborhood is...
don't they have the Hasidic Jew neighborhood, black neighborhood, Hispanic neighborhood? Yeah.
So my neighborhood bleeds into the Jewish neighborhood, the black neighborhood, Black American Caribbean mix over here. And we were talking about that just the other day with the Crown Heights riots, right? When they were doing that mess, it was the races clashing. Right? So if you were in that neighborhood at that time, you saw the racist madness. It was all over. So we knew you stick to your people, we stick to our people. If we in neighborhoods that bleed, you saw the divide. And I guess that goes for everywhere at that point.
I know Chicago is very segregated, not probably on purpose, but then of course probably on purpose, but people live mostly with their own communities. Only in a rich neighborhood will you see more of a mix of people because it's all about money in that neighborhood. So you'll see any kind of person there as long as they got money, basically. But for the most part, Chicago is kind of set up similar in that regards with people staying together in their communities and stuff. And I know New York got a huge Caribbean community. I know y'all been partying for like a week straight, right?
You know how it is. Where is Tressa C? Where's Tressa C? Right? Where you at, Tressa? So Labor Day weekend is a big weekend in New York for Caribbean folk. That's our 4th of July and Memorial weekend in one. They still partying. Last night the music was boom, boom, boom in my ear. I'm like, Lord Jesus, have mercy. Stop the partying now, guys.
Okay. They be having it going down. All right. So Gina, let me ask you, what's up with these bumbling mob hitmen? Basically, they didn't get it right, but he didn't want to kill in front of the kids. That's their code, no kids. And then we saw that Rock was able to save the day right in time, but she said, if I take you out, then that's a problem, and if I don't, it could be a problem. What do you think about this situation and the choice she made by not killing them. And what's going to happen? The floor is yours. You can start wherever. Tressa C says she here. She ain't went nowhere. Go ahead.
I think because she usually makes rash decisions. So I think in this moment she made the right decision as far as not killing them, because that would definitely come back bad. Because Sal sent them out there, so he knows that that's where they went to go follow her. So, yeah, I think that her not killing them was good. So we just got to see what that goes. As far as the other two, like, I don't even know if they exchanged names or whatever, but the one with the long nose.
Yeah, Nosy. Yeah, Nosy. Nosy was getting on my nerves.
Because it's not like this girl is his daughter.
Right.
Like,
so
your racism was just showing.
Right. Hold on. Let me ask you.
That's not your business.
I know, right? Answer this. Savannah said, "Who shot Nosy?" I'll let you answer.
This guy right here.
Right. His boy shot him.
Mm-hmm.
But his boy gave him the order because his racism made him deaf. You know what I mean?
Also,
the racism in his blood made him.
He told Betty to stay away from the kid.
Right.
Because he was like, "Oh, we should just kill her and her son," and he was like, "No, we don't do that. Mind your business when it comes to the kid." And so, yeah, he shot him, which it was deserved.
Yes.
But my whole thing is, that's not your business. And then he's telling the girl, "Oh, if you were my daughter, I would lock you up." Like, she said, "I'm not your daughter, though."
Right.
Like, now, it would have been different if that was his daughter, which, I mean, I really don't agree, but you know how some people are when it comes to their kids and how they feel about the racist mixing. Me personally, my family, my mom and her brothers and stuff grew up in Park Slope. That's the mixed community. You got white people and black people. So my uncle married to his wife. They were dating when they were like 15. They were married for 40 years until she passed 2 years ago. So she was white. My uncle's obviously black. As far as the family, they grew up together. So her family knew my family. So they were cool. Now, other people outside of the parents of my aunt, they weren't so cool with it. But they used to tell them, like, mind your business, this ain't your kid.
Right.
You cool with our daughter marrying her husband and having kids with her husband, mind your business. Not everybody's like that, though. And he really showed, he was ready to kill a kid and everything.
Yeah, he was. He had Kanan ass tossed in that corner, boy, like trash. Yeah. You see how Kanan got thrown in that corner?
So his hate really took over him. Like, he didn't even see him as a child.
Right.
He just saw him as this black kid corrupting this white girl.
Mm-hmm.
Gina, remember what he said before? If he wasn't there, that kid would have damn near raped the girl.
Yeah.
He was messed up from he was messed up from in the car. When his partner was like, they got a black family in his neighborhood, and they are right people. He was king racist at that moment, and he just saw them together. The girl wasn't in no harm. She was in distress. She wasn't in harm's way. And he was like, oh, well, he damn near raped her if I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Right. And she the one brought him in there.
Oh, you got a couple of minutes, so let's hang out. Like, she was hanging out with him. This is a kid that's her age. She didn't see, he's a black dude. I'm so scared. Like, this is a kid my age. I'm up here in this countryside. She only had the old lady. She only had the old lady in the store with her. And even the old lady could see that they were in the back of the store talking. She wasn't even tripping. It's like, you come out of nowhere, not minding your business.
You see when Rock asks about the knife, she didn't even make it no issue, like, what you want a knife for? Mm-hmm. She just acted normal, like, oh, okay, here, boom, this is this. The transaction was made. She didn't even look up like, what you want it for. Right? Yeah, I have never been to the Catskills.
That is a household that has no discrimination.
Right.
Because more than likely, the woman that was running the store is her mom. So she's coming up in a household that has no discrimination. Where then you have this dude who is just racist, flat out. So it shows you the different sides.
Exactly.
I could have, you know, he could have calmed it down with the language, but I did like that they showed both sides.
Yes, because, you know, sometimes, you know, a lot of people say it's dead, and they don't understand the behavior of our generation, the generation before us, right? They don't understand why we have reservations and we're still guarded and protected. So I think stuff like this that younger folk look at, they get a chance to understand what influenced our behavior. Because my son, he would look at me like, oh my gosh, you wilding out, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm not wilding out for no reason, dude.
Right.
There's a reason why I'm behaving this way. And he like, oh, you overreacting. Because now the cultures and communities are they bled into one another. So they don't understand our reservations, just like how.
Plus, they taught not to say nothing, or you being violent, or, you know, causing a scene, when all you really doing is not taking no shit and standing up for yourself.
You got that right, Jay.
I had the same problem with my son, and he'd be thinking it would be drama or this or that. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let people run over you or me, and I ain't gonna take no crap, you know. So what? You ain't gonna do that. One thing is, when we went to this hotel and they tried to make him do some work that they should have been doing. No, y'all do it. And he like, I don't mind. I don't care if you could did it in 5 minutes and it take them a half hour. That's what they get paid to do. Unless they gonna cut you a check and pay you and all of that, and you agree, you ain't about to do that. And so, you know, generations are different now and stuff. So the way that they, they don't see it the same.
The language is triggering, but I appreciate the fact that they expound on it, because that was our reality, right? It was our reality, and it does paint the picture. So sometimes these shows can make a younger person get an idea, a picture, because, you know, they never listen to us. Like, what do you know, parent? Right? But when they hear the outside person can say the exact thing, and it's like Eureka, and I told you that, and it's like, what? No, you didn't. So I agree with Gina. It was triggering. You know, it's hurtful to hear, but, you know, it serves a purpose. It serves a good purpose to me, in addition to entertainment. Right. And I'll say this. I love how Rock addressed the girl when the guy was like, what about her? Oh, no, she ain't going to say nothing. She's the one who came to get me because of what was happening to my son. So your people is going to come and rain down terror. My people will come and rain down terror if you carry on with the bangarang. So therefore, let's go. Was that too much? My bad.
You hit me with the bangarang while I had the water wrong. All right, let's get to the part. That's funny. Let's get to the MOORESCORE before we get up out of here. All right. For everybody watching that's new, the MOORESCORE is my rating system that I use to rate movies, TV shows, and it's just 4 simple categories. 25 points each category is the max, which will give you a score of 100. You could drop off a decimal point, give you a score of 1 to 10. First category, visuals and cinematography. As far as the camera work, visuals, all of that was top notch. It was good to see them out in the woods, something different other than the concrete jungle. And so I would give it a 20 because it was good. Not the greatest, but it was very good. Storyline and plot. I really enjoyed this storyline and plot for this episode. I like how a lot of the stuff is happening with the Italians making the move to come after them and getting the dead body out the wall, all kind of little things that was happening. But I'm glad they addressed it and just not act like it wasn't happening or like you're going to spray forever. So I would give it a 22. Special effects, makeup, costumes. It was good. Nothing special other than the dead body that we saw, which looked pretty nasty and gross. Even the head fell off a little bit. So I would give that a 22 as well. And then entertainment, fun factor, I would give this, I did enjoy it a lot. Wasn't the most enjoyable I ever saw, which would give it a 25. It was a little bit above average. Average would be a 20. So I would give it a 22 as well. Bringing it to an 86 on the MOORESCORE, which you can basically say is a 85 or a 8.5 out of 10. I always leave a 0.5 margin of discretion. So if you say it was an 8 or a 9, I could see the case be made for that. Either way. All right, Gina, what is your MOORESCORE? What would you rate it?
My MOORESCORE is a 90.
Okay. All right. That was quick and to the point. Okay. You want to add anything to it? You don't have to go through every category, but anything you want to say stood out to you.
I did like that Marvin, even though he's personal and to himself, that he sat down with this lady and let her know that this is what's bothering him. He want to get connected back with his daughter. Mm-hmm. If I put Rock drinking with Kanan and helping, her dump the body, that moment with them sitting there and talking about the campfire, that was cute. I mean, I always like the parents connecting with the kids and all of that. And I love jukebox in church singing.
That was nice.
I enjoyed that.
That was.
But Gina, can I ask you a question? Now that you mentioned it, y'all think that Rock gave him the liquor to loosen him up to go dump the body?
I didn't think that at the time, but I think so now.
I think so, yeah.
That makes sense.
Nasty. You're 15. I was like, look at my 14-year-old in the thing. I'm not like, here's the Henny.
Right. Not at 15. A beer maybe, but she know he drink and smoke when she ain't around. So.
But it's different from a mother encouraging it, because I've heard parents say, "Oh, I'll give my kid a smoke or a drink. At least they doing it at home in front of me."
I've heard that. Okay.
Beat me out, Dave. Beat me out. Beat me out for all the cuss words that's about to come out of my mouth right now. Beep. No, we're not encouraging that.
So let me put it this way. I don't want to get too sidetracked, but all right. So what if the parent knows that you smoke and drink anyway? They may say, I'd rather you smoke in my house because I know you won't get in trouble, shot, go to jail, drunk driving, and you're going to do it anyway. It's not like you smoking crack or heroin, it's weed. Maybe if you're a parent that don't smoke or do nothing, maybe you would see it differently. But if you knew that they only smoking weed and drinking, then I'd rather you be here than in somebody else's house, get in trouble, whatever. That's the reasoning behind it. A lot of those parents' kids don't have court cases like some others, though, that I know. So, or records. Anyway, you don't want a record for weed. That's messed up. And then also, is weed, they smoking or drinking anyway. Maybe she felt that's a way they could bond or show, hey, I ain't all too bad. I ain't no herb. I'm cool. Your mom still got it going on.
That's the point, Jay. So
yeah.
Try to get him to open up.
I raised my son to know I am a cool-ass mama bear, but I ain't never going to be your friend. Okay? I'm not your friend. You got a cool mother. She's down to earth and she's here for you. And if it comes down to it, I'm going to take the time for you. But me and you is not friends, so I'm not encouraging no foolishness in my house where you're going to come in here and, it's safe to smoke inside of here. I'm not encouraging. Jay, don't make the country come out. You're making the country. I'm trying to hold it back in, Jay. Let's finish this conversation in Discord.
All right.
I'm bothered right now.
Speaking of Discord, definitely if you haven't already, join the channel. We all hang out, talk, watch. We watched this episode. It was some technical difficulties, but watch movies, TV, hang out in Discord. Come on through. We definitely keep the conversation going. Join the channel. You do need to be a Tommy Egan level or higher. Come on through. Me, Kelly, Gina, many more people in Discord. Come on through, chop it up, and let's do this.
Hey, I talked so much I didn't give my Mo score.
No, you about to do it now. We ain't done.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, hold your horses. All right.
Sorry.
The floor is yours. What's your Mosco? I'll put it back up there if you want to use it.
Thanks, Jay. So my Mo score is identical to yours.
Okay.
I love Rock's makeup. I am a fan of the way they have her, even when she was dusty with Kanan throwing the body in the ground. I love it. I loved the bony corpse. That scene was not, and I don't like crunchy, Jay. So the fact that I'm saying this, it was palatable. It was good because it was like how Marvin's reaction and they did good in that department.
Hold it 1 second. Hold that thought. I typed it earlier. I don't know if people saw it, but type in the comments, what's your Mosco? And I'll put it on the screen. All right, go ahead. My bad.
Yes. I loved it. But to what Gina was saying, the moments where I loved the jukebox moment with her in the church, I couldn't find the sentiment that was with Rock and Kanan because I just kept on being flooded by how this woman is messing up the picnic. It was bothering me so much I couldn't get over that sentimental moment because I know she had hidden agendas because the body was in the trunk from the beginning. She just couldn't leave him home because she can't trust him without her. So I thought that moment, instead of it being bonded, it was so drenched in manipulation that I couldn't see the sincerity of it and he knew it. He was like, but let me tell you what I like. Some parts of this, he didn't have that Italian accent tutelage. He sounded like 50 in moments of this episode. And I was like, let me find out he growing.
I hear a lot of people talking about his accent.
What you think?
Lord Jesus.
I hear a lot of people in the comments like they feel like he's trying to sound like the 50 of Seville.
He sounded like that. I got that vibe today. I liked it.
What you think, Gina?
Yeah, I mean his accent, he doesn't bother me when he speaks.
Does Rock bother you? Rock sounds like an Italian guy.
Not really, but Latoya, Kenya, jukebox mama, she was like, my daughter. I was like, oh my gosh, she putting it on.
Yes, she is.
Seal Dafoni said that they rated a 6.5 out of 10. They said they're a bit disappointed and hopefully rest if the season pick up. I would like to know what was disappointing. What didn't you like about it? I mean, I'm not gonna say it was the greatest thing I ever seen, but I wouldn't say a 6.5. I mean, an 8 at least. I think.
Yes, Seal, give us more. We want more, Seal. Let us know.
Right.
Seal, are you one of those people who want to see the shoot 'em up, bang, bang, let's go? Because there's a group of people that loves that was watching this show for that type of fever. And if you are, I could see that it could be disappointed. But the storyline is just so good to me. Maybe because I'm biased. I'm not sure. No. It's really good. I love it. So that
I see a lot of 75s in here.
So it was kind of mid. A lot of people thought it was mid.
Okay. All of those that think it was mid or a 75, Eric Iverson said it felt like a filler. Really?
Really?
I didn't get that vibe from it.
What made you say? What made you think so, Eric? I like this. So I like when people are at like opposite sides of the table. So you know that's how you really get conversations going. Y'all need to join Discord, y'all, because we going on after this, and we gonna chop it up. Because I want to know why you would think it's a filler or a 75. Like, our scores are not etched in stone. So people's feelings about it, I want to know. I like that.
Miss Kira, what's up, girl? She's a member of the family. She said it wasn't a typical episode 5. What's that mean? I'm just interested.
Episode 5s are usually action-packed. I understand what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't...
They are.
It wasn't bad, though. I mean, we saw the Italian action or whatever between Rock and Kanan and all of that. I'm not going to say it was like, Total Recall or something like that. It wasn't Lethal Weapon. But, it had a little bit in there. I don't know. That's why I say I give it an 8.5. If somebody say an 8, I can see that. A 9, that's a tougher case, but I can see you make that case. But
so the 9, I see Gina saying that because of the parts that really connected to the sentimental value, right? But I can understand because there are people who watch Power for bop, bop, bop. You know what I mean? That's just it. And we haven't gotten that this season. To me, this is kind of reminiscent of Force, Jay, where they tried to really build the story as opposed to Tommy putting the body through the mince machine or whatever the case may be, because that episode in Power had me like...
I also see that people probably thought that it was going to be a new body dropping this episode instead of the old body just being dumped. They thought, somebody was probably going to die.
Yeah, I guess in a way
I didn't live up to expectation. It's like, blah.
Yeah, I thought so too. When they was burying the body,
like action episode, like yes, and it wasn't that. But just because it wasn't that, I didn't take away from how good it was. Like this part, Jay, I really loved how Gina said it today, right? I really loved how Erratic Rock thought about this process. And you remember the key word she said, me and your boss, we gonna work out a deal. So she already knew she's gonna work out a deal with him. We gonna work out a deal. But if she thought it out, she gave him the story. If I kill you, I got bad blood.
That showed the difference between her and Marvin. Marvin would have just poked him in the neck before even realizing what he even did. She thought it all out right then and there in like 30 seconds.
These are the things that made me like it, because remember, we was beefing with her the last time. I mean, I understood where she was coming from when she crumpled that shit up like, bah, because I'm a Don too. You're going to have respect for me, even though I know we're going to work something out. I'm not no crutches. You're gonna deal with me with respect, because I'm holding down my orders just like you holding down yours. So these are the things that made me say this was a great episode, as opposed to just needing to see somebody getting popped.
Mm-hmm. Anybody that's saying this episode is weak or mid or whatever, please provide a little bit of explanation, just so we can have something to go off of. Because saying something is weak or whatever, what can we do with that? So I'm just trying to make it interesting and conversation wise. So if somebody does think it's weak or whatever, that's fine. Everybody entitled to their opinions. I'm not upset or mad. I just would be interested to know what you thought was weak or you didn't like. That's all.
Put up Ronald comment. I like that. To me, that his comment made sense to me.
Okay,
right?
Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. He said,
yes,
I just wanted a little more violence. Wanted Marvin to dispose the body, not Rock. And Lulu should have roughed up Crown a bit more, but I understand it's a slow burn. I like what you said. I agree. Marvin should have disposed the body, not Rock. Lulu, I think he ain't sweating Crown, because you could deal with him at any moment, and he probably don't want him to come up missing all of a sudden, because Crown still got connections and things that he don't and that he need, but he ready for him. You can't have him showing up in the studio with black eyes and there, broke arm and everything, and trying to work. And
he could do that. He could.
Yeah. A little more violence, I agree, but it's got to be done the right way. One thing about Power Original I didn't like is it had so much, and nobody ever investigated them. They just walk around with no worries in the world. Nobody knows these sociopathic serial killers. So it just got to fit right to me. But I like what you said, though. What you think, Kelly?
So I agree with Ronald in certain things. So my justification in why Marvin didn't dispose of the body, because I thought that should have been his responsibility since he knocked the guy up into the wall in the first place, is that he mixed up with the law. So he can't go and do certain things just like the rest of them who not. I mean, he has to go to his therapy sessions every day or every week or whatever have you. So he can't do it at this point because he mixed up with the law. So that part gave me sort of justification why Rock had to do his dirty work, right? Yes, Lulu should have roughed him up some more. He should have gave him you know, that should have happened in the parking lot. Just take out some of your energy. But Ronald, that is coming because now he know that he was boinking his woman at the same damn time. So he gonna come back with the fever for him, right? I love that part. And that's what I'll say, you know, in my response to him. That's why we love conversation, guys.
Yeah.
We're not like the other channels where you just got to put a little vague thing. Come bring it so we can have real conversations. This was unique and special about Jay Mo. That's why I started following Jay, because he's a man that could converse with the toughest of conversations. So bring it. Bring it
a tear to mine. So much love. All right,
yeah,
Gina.
So when you hear Gina break stuff down, Gina is intricate. Okay, Gina be saying stuff that have me like, huh? I didn't get that part.
Right, Gina. What's your thoughts on this? Are you on mute?
No, you can hear me.
Oh yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, so I agree with all of that. I think Marvin is tied up with the law. Rock was using this, you know, to pull Kanan onto her side without no outside interference by getting him, you know, away. And yeah, Lulu has to pace himself though, because in a sense he still does need Crown. Like Jay said, you know, he got the connections. So you know how easy it was for him to just sit and talk to that dude. Lulu don't got those connections. Well, once he gets those connections, Crown is up out of here.
I agree. Yeah.
Coming.
And are we talking about Burke on tomorrow's show, Jay?
Yeah, because we about to get out of here right now. And
right.
Yeah, but definitely got to talk about her and some more stuff as well. And this will be the last comment we'll get to tonight. Benjamin Bryan said episode 5's in Power usually has a main character death or something that alters the rest of the season. Like in Power 2, Ghost, episode 5 was when Tariq went to jail and read that note Ghost left for him. I love that note. Okay, that's a good point. Makes sense. They don't have as many people that could probably die in this show. It ain't but, 5 people, really. But I see what you're saying. That made sense. In a way, this kind of changes Kanan, I think. You know, he had to deal with what happened in the forest. So I think that's going to make him have a different outlook on his mama and what's going on. And then she talking about giving him the keys to the castle or whatever and stuff. So he's saying he want to be in this life. So I guess we now see he chose this path finally. So I don't know. We'll see. Any of you ladies want to chime in on that?
Me?
Go for it.
You think he chose the path because he got the girl to dagger up on him in the party?
Dagger. Girl, you killed me with it. I think he chose the path because He probably realized what else he doing. He don't go to school no more, does he? I ain't seen him in school no more.
But remember, he did some crazy stuff with Sabina.
Hold on.
Huh?
What you say, Gina?
We start in September. I mean, even though they do have like coats and stuff, I'm not getting that. So
they do wear coats.
Like we do need a timeline because people always talk about how they never have holidays. Like in the Shah, we saw Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Valentine's Day. So we probably never see like the holidays, so we don't know when it is.
Yeah, they kind of make it where you don't know.
They got on full gear.
Yeah, they don't. You don't really know how much time passes in power. Really, you'll hear them say it's been weeks or something, or a day, or a month or something. But we don't know where they was in the bit to start from. So it's normally always cold in the power universe, though. Y'all notice that? Yeah.
Yes, but I do love the jackets though, because the Sherlin is always popping.
I still got my Sherlin. I can't fit it, but I got it. I'll just be walking around like this with my
collectible item, Jay.
Put my arms down, bust it like the Hulk. Shit, I got that coat. Woo! I was like 22, 21. Hey, a long time ago.
I'll tell y'all in Discord how when I got my Sherlin, it's like a power story. I'll tell you.
Oh, I hear that. Well, with that being said, we about to head on to Discord. Keep the conversation going. If you want to keep talking and being a part of the conversation, join the channel. Everybody that is a member, come on through. We'll be in there talking and having a few laughs or whatever. More than welcome. I just put the link in the comments, so check it out. And we'll be back tonight, Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you come on through. We're going to break it down and get to a couple more of the topics that we wasn't able to get to tonight. We had about 130, 40 people. I appreciate y'all for watching, everybody that stayed to the end. Gina, you want to say something before we go?
Have a great day, everybody. And if you're watching the playback, drop your MOORESCORE and your explanation of what you thought about the episode.
Yes.
There you go. Great idea.
Tomorrow at 10 p.m. because we're going to be back. We're going to talk about that cop. What's her name? We got to talk about her.
Bert,
right? Her creepy behind.
Doing too much. Man. So, y'all heard it here. Be here 10 p.m. And we'll be back. I'll see y'all later. Everybody have a good evening, good morning, and good night. We out. Deuces.